Hello. 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 Hi, Alec. I'm glad I caught you just as you finished dinner. I'm late tonight because my child needed to go to bed, and I also I needed to do some stuff before I started on the stream. So just a little late, but we're gonna continue on with our elven mercenaries. Last time, of course, we painted the scout. Today we're going with the Arbalist. So let's get into it. Let's do it. Let's get there. Let's go there. Let's do the thing. Okay, so here we have it. I have the Arbalist ready. We'll go ahead and record, or we'll show what we've done so far. All right, so we've got this guy here. This is our glaive, the first mercenary that we painted. And then next was the scout. We painted him last time. Yeah, a little bit of the drow hand crossbow thing going on with the Arbalist. So these are the guys we've gotten so far. We've got fall, we've got winter. So for this gentleman, or lady, could be a lady, might be a lady, I can't tell. For them, we're gonna do a summer palette, I believe. So, or no, I think this is the spring thought. So yeah, we'll do spring. So let's, this is the palette that I am going to do. So as you can see, it's a bit of a, you've got the light blue up at the top, and then you've got the, you got like the khaki, you've got sort of a reddish brown, and the bone color as well. So, starting from the top, we got light blue, bone, reddish brown, and khaki. So that's what we're gonna go with. It's gonna be our palette for this particular one. So I'm thinking the robe is going to be the light blue, and then the boots and the gloves. Oh, hello, Robert Hobbert. Thank you for the chrono trigger for 5 bits. Did you hear it? I'm gonna refresh the browser source just in case. Robert Hobbert. Okay. Well, I refreshed the browser source, so hopefully it'll play the next time. I have a new brush, a new size 1. I've been meaning to replace that old one. I bought this one from a company called Gilded Goblin. Not a sponsor. But they were relatively cheaper than the other ones that I have. These are Artist Opus, which are very good brushes. I've had these ones for a couple of years. But the problem is that if you look at the two of them, so just noticing just right away, some big differences between the two. I've had them for had this one for a couple of years, but this one, it's obviously lost some bristles, but the tip is starting to really, like go on the one because I use it so much. But this one, just looking at it side by side with the other one, this one has a larger belly on it, which a larger belly on your brush means it's going to hold water for longer, and it's going to stay more moist for longer, which is definitely something that you want when you're doing miniature painting, because you don't want your paint to dry out. Ignore me, I'm just making sure that my LED lights don't fall off my wall. So this is from Gilded Goblin. We're going to give it a try. They're relatively inexpensive. So I'm hoping that if this one works out, then maybe we'll buy a whole set. But we'll see. So we'll start on the... we're going to do the skin because, well, there's not a whole lot of skin on this guy. Just the face there. And you can't even really see any hair on this one. I think you might be able to see it just looking over at it. No, that's... I think literally you can't see any hair on this one. So we're just going to do the skin very quickly. And that's our tried and true formula. So we're going to start off with the Barbarian Brawn. At any rate, I hope that everybody's having a good Monday. And so one thing I already did before I got on stream is I washed this brush, just ran it in water a few times, just rinsed it out. And when you buy a new brush, you always want to do that. Because usually when they send them over for shipping, when they make them in the factories or in the workshops that they make them in, they're usually coated in some kind of like starch just to keep the bristles preserved. So you want to make sure you wash it very thoroughly several times to make sure you get all the starch out. So next we're gonna mix Dwarven skin with the Barbarian Brawn. I already like this brush. It's doing a very good job. I've seen their brushes advertised before on my Instagram. And I just never really bothered to look at it because I'm like, well, I already got brushes. But since my one was starting to give me so much issue, I thought to myself, well, why not try a brush if they're inexpensive? Because, yeah, I do love a new brush. Because I'm trying to figure out where these are made. I don't think they're made in China. I know that a lot of Chinese companies have been trying to sort of get into the miniature painting space for whatever reason. But I think the biggest problem with that is a lot of it, there's a lack of quality there, or for some reason, this is something that I've seen. I saw this, and I saw a Ninja do a video on this as well. There's a company called Golden Maple. They advertise a lot on social media, and it's sort of a weird enigma because they have like wet palettes and like brushes and like painting handles and stuff like that. And the wet palettes that they sell are basically just army painter wet palettes, but like more expensive, or like not that much cheaper, or like not even cheaper. It's so weird. It's like, why would you bother doing that? It's basically like you're selling the same thing, but you're not like not offering any bargain. And Ninjon tested it, and he said it wasn't as good as the army painter wet palette. And there are other, like, you know, there are still like cheaper options out there. So it's just sort of a weird enigma. Like, you know, why are you selling things like that, you know, if you're not going to offer any, like, you know, value? But I don't know. I'm not a products expert in miniature things. I just, you know, I just use them. But I think a lot of people will probably buy it just because you can get them on Amazon for cheap, or they just pop up in your feed and you're just like, oh, I'll try that. But there are lots of more. Yeah, I know. Things are getting better and better, but at the same time, their labor practices aren't. Alright. So now we got the skin painted. This is literally all there is that's skin on this figure. Yeah, exactly. Their labor practices haven't changed at all. Alright, we're going to do the cloak. We're going to do it blue. We're going to start off with the Bisque blue. That's going to be our shadow color. Oh, this is a nice brush. Yeah, this brush is pretty smooth. I'm also doing the robe at the bottom here, this same blue. I'm just blown away by how smooth this brush is working. It's probably just because it's new. But it's very nice. Oh, welcome back. What happened? Your battery backup said nope. Alrighty. I'm sorry. Alright, next is marine blue. We're mixing that with Arbalist blue. This is probably one of my favorite colors that I have. I just like this shade of blue. We're gonna lean into the lighter shades for this particular one, because the palette, like the palette I showed at the beginning, we are doing sort of a summery or sort of vibe for this guy or gal. I can't tell which one. Could be either. I'm just focusing right now, so don't mind me. How was everybody's Monday, by the way? Everybody have a good or otherwise not noteworthy Monday? I'm hearing loud noises in the rest of my house. It's probably my wife doing something, but sounds like she's rearranging our entire house. I think I know what she's doing, but right now this Arbalist just looks like Sub-Zero. Good, I'm glad you had a good Monday, Alec. I saw you online playing World of Warcraft a lot. Did you get the stuff done that you wanted to get done? Alright. So we're now mixing our Celestial Blue into our Marine Blue. But we're going to go a little bit heavier on this color because we want to lean into a lighter color palette. So this is actually going to probably be closer to our midtones than the actual Marine Blue is. But doing those other steps really built up the color that we're working with here. Thank you. I need to actually hold it so that everybody can see it. Okay. Now we're going to move on just the straight up celestial blue. Normally I would be pretty ginger with this, but since we're leaning into this lighter color scheme, maybe a little more generous. Yeah, very nearly dropped it, that's all. Nick. All good, man? No worries. You never have an obligation to be here. If you miss one or two, I understand. Thanks for coming in, Klaus. I'm sorry your tooth is bothering you. Mine's actually kind of gotten a little bit better since they gave me this, like, fluoride toothpaste that I have to, like, brush with after I brush my teeth. So, but, yeah, take care of yourself. That's the bigger priority. But I'm glad you're here. I'm not talking a whole lot tonight. I'm just focusing because, like, I'm thinking a lot while I'm painting. That's the problem. But it's not bad. I appreciate that. I do appreciate it. I appreciate the support. I really do. So we've got this nice light blue here. Okay, so we're gonna push that up one more layer. Kefka laugh. Did you hear that one, Robbie? Hey, Robbie, the lurk is always appreciated. All right, we're gonna push that blue up with a little white. Good, 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 good. I just need to refresh the browser source. Oh my god, my white is a little jammed. Come on, there we go. Ha. Okay. So this will probably be our last layer. This is just going to be our highlight. With the light blue, so this is just going to be a light blue. Okay. And that's going to be our last highlight on the cloak. Thank you. And I believe this is the spring palette that I chose here. Either spring or summer. I can't remember which one it was supposed to be. But, yeah. So we're doing a light blue cloak. And next up, we're going to do, I think we'll do the leather, which this is going to be sort of a reddish brown. And for this, we're going to use Mornfang brown. Hoping that this paint is still good. Yeah, it's still good. This is an older paint. It's also a Citadel paint, so. It's a little different from my other paints. It's a little thicker, but that's okay too. Just gotta water it down more, that means. Alright, so we're gonna do all the leather in this. And he has sort of this, he or she, I don't know which one they are. They've got a belt over a leather outfit, so we'll do the belt first. Alrighty. I'm just going back over some of these spots just because, I have to thin these paints down pretty far so that they're kind of thick because they're kind of old, so they may not necessarily cover in just one coat, which is fine. You can always add more coats, you can't take any away. Make sure it's nice and thin. But the tip on this brush, it's because it's new, but the tip is immaculate. But the advertising says that the tips stay longer, but I don't know how accurate that is, but we'll find out as I use it more. Okay. Interesting. That appears to be part of the cloak, but it does not look like part of the cloak. We'll address that later. Alright, so we got the gloves. Looks like they might have some fancy sort of like cuff on the glove. We'll do that in metallic. Because this guy's not supposed to be like stealthy or anything, I guess. I mean, he's got a crossbow, so. Relatively silent weapon, but I don't know. His whole pose and like the fact that he's wearing like scale mail tells me not stealthy. Because sneaking around in a suit of scale mail is not really conducive to keeping quiet. Jangling all over the place. Need some cherry blossoms littering the base. You know, if this was a standalone piece, I would definitely do that. But since these are all board game miniatures, I do not do anything fancy with their bases. Because eventually they're going to get stored in the game itself. And what's going to happen there is they're going to get stored in that foam, and any nice stuff that I would have on the base is going to fall off. say those kneecaps there are metal, so we will paint around them so that we can have less of a bother when I go to paint them later when I do the metallics. Oh man, oh man. Spring has just gotten here and I'm already ready for the hot weather to be gone. It gets so hot in my office. When it gets hot, I usually have a fan going, but I can't have a fan going while I'm on stream because it'll just hear it the whole time. Like a little desk fan. Because it just gets hot in my office because it's not really, like, for some reason my air conditioning vent isn't that great. And my ceiling fan only goes at one setting. And I do not know why. And there's a window right next to me, obviously. And during the day, the sun beats down on this window. And it's not like a double pane window or anything, it's just like a old single pane window. So it gets so hot. And it warms up the rest of the office, even though I have the curtains drawn all day. Like, while I'm doing work during the day, if I'm sitting in front of my computer, I just feel like the heat at my back. And also my computer is hot, so that doesn't help anything. I have to turn my computer off overnight, because if I don't, my room is so freaking hot during the morning. I just put it to sleep, but like, during the wintertime, I'll just leave it on and I'll turn my monitors off. And generally that's enough, but like, if I just leave it on, my computer just runs and then it just gets so freaking hot in here. And then also while I'm streaming, it doesn't help that I'm being, that I have a bunch of lights beating down on me. That doesn't help either, but you know. That's just the nature of the beast. And then also I'm wearing this hat, so put that all together and you get a recipe for a hot room. I believe it's all brown. So before I move on though, I want to address this little like bit in the middle here. I guess that's supposed to be part of the cloak. So I'm just going to put some of the shadow tone on it. I don't want to go too wild with that. And there's a little bit up here that I missed, I think. I'm just gonna do a bit of like quick wet blending on it. Okay. Coming together so far. Our next color, we're going to mix this with the Mornfang Brown to begin with. And we're going to use Doombull Brown. This is a very reddish brown, as you can see. That is the palette that we're going with here. So it's actually perfect for our purposes.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. Hot air balloon that they go to space. With the air like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm clapping low, make you feel like a room without a roof.
We're going to skip this one. Didn't even try to change the lyrics at all. Come on, it's lazy, guys. Yeah, it's looking at the boot. Looks like there's some scale mail in the middle there. Okay. Now we're just going to use that straight up Doom Bowl brown. That's going to be our sort of a mid-tone. And then we're going to pull that Doom Bowl brown up just, you know, a little bit more as for the highlights. And I'm not going all over with this. Just because of how intense this color is. But it is the reddish brown that we wanted, so there you go. All good. Very nearly done with the leather. Then we're gonna do the bone color, and then the khaki. The bone is gonna be the shirt, and the khaki is gonna be the pants. And then we're going to be on the metallics, and then once we're done with the metallics, we're done with the mini. We still need to do the eyes too, so there's also eyebrows, which actually, now that I'm thinking on it, I'm probably going to do the eyebrows this color, but we'll do them later. We'll just say the hair is sort of like the same color as his like boots, just to match things. You know how it is. To make it easy on myself. But I also need to do the crossbow. So I have to do that as sort of, I'm gonna just do that as my regular like sort of wood color. So I'll do like, I have those colors out already. Alright, so just one more highlight of this. And what can I use? Probably mix it. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll mix it with a little bit of the a Skeleton Legion. This is gonna be in our bone. This will be our bone highlight anyway, but we're gonna just mix a little bit of it in there just to like brighten up the reddish brown. And this will hopefully not drastically alter the color. Nah, that's what we were looking for. So this is just going to be our highlight. We're gonna do this on areas that are like kind of stressed, and we're gonna add like scratchy sort of highlights. I believe that's all the highlights we need on the leather. Okay. So we'll do the bone next. And the khaki. So the bone and the khaki are both getting the same shadow coat. It's just going to be a matter of how far we take them up. I'm just getting the paint on the palette now. And then I'll get one more step up because we're going to go with this for the... Alright, so we're starting off with our regular shadow color. This is Dust Bowl. Next we're moving up is Dragon Fang. Okay. I'm just gonna go back over these spots with the Dragon Fang, cause make sure that we have a good coat on there. Okay. And this will be the last highlight on the pants. And we're going to move it one more for the shirt. So we're using Skeleton Legion next. And this is just going to be a highlight on the pants. So we're just going to go sparingly with this. That'll be it for the pants. I called dibs on this one, looking cool and it's not done. Dibs how? You gonna hire this mercenary? Is that what you're saying? Or you want to use it in a D&D campaign? You could use it in a D&D campaign. You gonna steal it? No, don't do that. Then I won't have a complete set. That would make me sad. I would cry. Do you want to make me cry, Alec? Is that what you want to do? Okay. Alright, so a couple of things I need to touch on before I move on to metallics. I need to do the feathers. And I need to paint the crossbow. So the feathers, I'm just going to do blue. Because he's blue or she's blue. I can't tell if this is supposed to be a he or she. Does probably on purpose. Doesn't matter what gender they are. Just, you know, imagine they can hold a crossbow. Just quick highlights. You're doing a little bit of a wet blend just to get the same effect on the top. Okay, so I did the feathers. Now I'm going to do the eyebrows. And for that, I'm going to need my sexy gogs. Here they come. And I also need to do the eyes. So, there's that too. There we go. Can't even really see the eyebrows, but it's okay. All right, we'll go ahead and do the eyes. Oops, I keep banging the camera. Starting with ash gray, of course. Quit while I'm ahead. And then we're going to move on to brigade gray after that. lastly, we're gonna do Trooper White. Okay, I'm going to use my little sheeting technique that I use from time to time, which is use some Reichland flesh shade around the eyes. This is just to make sure that the bits of the eye that are supposed to be shaded get shaded and don't completely get blown out. It's the problem that I've had on some of these, because the details tend to be a little shallow, is that the eyes will get blown out by the paint for the skin and stuff. And I'm going to go back with the Trooper White. Oh, God. I keep screwing stuff up. That time was my fault because I got the light on the face. Let's go and fixing up a few places that I screwed up. Actually, these are supposed to be blue. It's amazing what you see when you put on these things. You kind of missed before. Because you can't get those fine details that you see before. And the skin on this guy, there's so little of it. Like, you know, can barely make it out. Alright, so we'll do the pupils real quick. Before I further screw this guy up. And I just do an off black for this. This is a black mixed with wizard gray. Because I don't want to use too much of it. I'm putting tiny drops on it. And I also don't want to go straight black because it's kind of jarring to have straight black on the pupils. I can barely see it. His eyes. When I look at it, I can barely see it. So what I might end up doing is I might end up just shading the eyes dark brown because he's kind of hooded anyway. So you wouldn't be able to see them anyway. All right, I'm taking off the hat. It's getting too hot. I'm like sweating. And I need heat to escape my head. Alright, let's do this crossbow. Starting with the dark brown, this is curious leather. I want it to be a different brown than the one I'm using for the leather, because this is wood.
Roda hat quicke hand Lokunde berom nele delante his rat he hat smoke a pip on fulle Om de utmudde beton wil de knik he van Irish word bogen On his father chiste diran an arache tenga ich ne ut kenawe what He is commende forte, he is commende forte, ja. All the other chill mit vinjum så kom skyllon bedera innen fram inom arhom. All the other chill mit vinjum så kom skyllon bedera innen skickrat on min boha. All the other chill mit vinjum så kom skyllon bedera innen fram inom arhom. All the other chill mit vinjum så kom skyllon bedera innen skickrat on min boha. Et av yrt lange daje Hej is kummende ham latte, hej is kummende ham latte and hej is bringende mi under ive For tendonges on kuchen on batodon is age beoach for longe hvile Ja, slik mines handa bit nu an quick luchet sträng Han ligger med mindre pipon Han säger hon här är sån furet Hon måste ha en lås upp ten wet ja All the other chill mit vinjum så kom skyllon bedera innen
Yeah, it looks pretty good so far, so.
Mit vinjum så kom skyllon bedera innen skickrat on min boha All the other chill mit vinjum så kom skyllon bedera innen fram inom arhom All the other chill mit vinjum så kom skyllon bedera innen skickrat on min boha
All right, and then we're going to use Ancient Forest just as a highlight on this wood and to give it sort of a grain. Oop, there's a drop of water on my palette.
All the other chill mit vinjum så kom skyllon bedera innen fram inom arhom All the other chill mit vinjum så kom skyllon bedera innen skickrat on min boha All the other chill mit vinjum så kom skyllon bedera innen fram inom arhom All the other chill mit vinjum så kom skyllon bedera innen skickrat on min boha
Okay. They're just doing the handle of the dagger he's holding here and the feather on the bow. Or the feather on the crossbow arrow. The bolt, if you will. Okay. So now I believe we can move on to metallics. Okay. And as I was painting, I noticed that in the middle of the boot here is a scale mail. So we're going to go ahead and do that too. Which is why I say this guy isn't built for stealth. I mean, literally, his boots are noisy. I'm turning them upside down because I need to be able to get to the inside of the boot there. Ugh. Sorry, neck. right. I think that's everything that's silver. Now we're gonna do the gold. Tequila. Oh, you mean the Insomniac Spider-Man? Yeah, I haven't played that one, but I've seen it because I didn't own a PlayStation. I still don't. I think that's all the gold I want to do. All right. Now we add our shades. Nuln oil for the black, and then Agrax Earthshade for the gold. Oh, that's no good. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I usually just play RPGs when I'm sick or well, but definitely when I'm sick, I'll play an RPG as opposed to an action game. But that's just me. Something where I don't have to, like, think, like, you know, too quickly. also gonna add a little bit of this to the eyes, just because I'm gonna darken up that area because you can't really see them, so that way we don't have to worry too much about the eyes coming through, because they're kind of in shadow anyway from the hood. Thank you. Very nearly done. We just need to add our metallics highlights and we'll be done. Alright, I think the paint's dry, so we're just going to add our first and only highlight on the silver. Just going to base our coat silver. And then we'll wrap this sucker up. Whew. Okay. The gold, we're gonna hit it back with the glittering gold. Just bring that luster back just a little bit. Not glittering gold. The dragon's gold. The base gold. We're gonna be ever so gentle. Okay. Whoa, hey, go back. And lastly, we're going to hit the gold with just a quick highlight of the glistening gold, and then we will be done. Alrighty. And there you have it. Done and done. Just washing my new brush real quick, making sure that I don't do anything stupid like get it super dirty. I don't want to ruin the point already. I just got it. Well, fantastic. I'm glad you like it, Alec. It's your favorite. I think every one of them has been your favorite so far, which is not a bad thing. But just to recap what we've done so far. So we have this individual here. This is the Arbalist. We did the Scout last time. And then before that, we did the Glaive. So we have 3 out of 4. And so there's no choice next time. It's just going to be this one right here, the Striker. She has 2 axes and she's ready to party. So I guess next time we're gonna go for more of a summer theme. So we've got winter, spring, fall, so she will be summer. So I have a palette picked out for her as well, and we'll take a look at that next time that we paint. So, all right, I had to take off the hat again. It got too hot, but guys, this is huge because we're on stream number 48. So you can think of this as kind of like episode 48 of Painting Hero Quest, which means that next one's going to be episode 49, and that's when we're going to paint the striker. Paint the striker. And that means that our final stream for Painting Hero Quest until we pick it back up again eventually. But the final one for the minis that we have prepped is going to even out exactly at, and I did not plan this at all, stream number 50. So we painted all of my prepped. Okay. I streamed all of my prepped, primed and ready to go minis in 50 streams. So it'll be great because we'll finish the dragon in one stream. It might be a little bit of a longer stream, but we'll finish it. But next time we're gonna do the striker, and that'll be number 49. That'll be on Thursday. So I definitely am gonna stream. I think we're just kind of like, you know, we are literally like, we're on our way. We're approaching the finish line of this marathon that we've been going on for a while. Oh my gosh, and let me tell you, man, it has been a marathon. I am excited to paint other things. I promised my younger brother that I was going to paint some gladiators for his Heroscape game that I 3D printed. So I'm going to do those. Probably I might do those off stream, but I 3D printed some Heroscape figures, and I'm going to paint those up. But I've got a bunch of other stuff. The new edition of Warhammer 40k is coming out, and the box has orcs in it, and I'm super excited about that. And so I've got a bunch of orc minis that I need to paint. So who knows? We'll see. I'm gonna I'm gonna see where my heart takes me on these next few streams after I finish the Hero Quest stuff. But after this is done, I really want to. I'm gonna make a big video about it, the whole process. But the thing is, like, I'm not even done with Hero Quest. Like, I'm not even done. Like, I still have a bunch of other minis left to paint. I have also all of the furniture, all of the expansions to paint. I have so much to paint. And then there's another expansion that's come out that I haven't been able to buy yet because it's sold out everywhere. You know, there's a lot. There's a lot. But we're going to get it all done. Eventually, I'm going to have a completely painted edition of Hero Quest. Every single mini, every single expansion, and every single piece of furniture is going to be painted. It is a very expansive game, but they're slowing down a little bit, which I'm kind of thankful for. Because I need a chance to catch my breath. Wizards of Morcar, which has had like a crazy like release schedule, because like it was supposed to come out in March of this year, but like pre-orders went up like before Christmas, like, and people are already getting theirs. So like because they shipped them out early for some reason, and I didn't pre-order because I thought, well, you know, I'll order it closer to when it's coming out. I didn't know that it was gonna be like this. So, but yeah, kind of a shitty thing to happen, and I don't know when I'm going to be able to get it, which is kind of annoying. Should do the Gundam minis eventually? I don't know. I like Gundam, but I'm not like super into I'm not super into it, and that would require spending money on a game that I probably am not going to play. And also, I don't know anybody around here that plays it, or anybody around here is even interested in it. I think of what I want to do on stream next time, instead of just painting, I might start doing a conversion that I've had in my head for a while, and we might go through the process of me doing the conversion on stream, and then eventually, I'll put out a video about that as well. So I think that might be good, and then we'll after we're done converting it, we'll paint it. So that might be something I think I want to really do, because I've had it in my head for a while, and the pieces are literally laying on my painting desk just off to where I can't see them, or where you can't see them. So I might do that. That might be the one. That, and also I have like a Gotrek figure that I've had forever that I want to paint. And that would be really fun to do as well. So anyway, so I could talk in circles about it, but we are done. We're finished. I'm not gonna bother to rate out to anybody, because I mean, you know, yeah. But we'll switch it up a little bit. We'll do some converting next time. That'll be fun. And I'll walk through my process of how to do it, or how I'm going to do it, or how I'm going to try to do it as we go through it. So and then we'll screw up together. It'll be fun. And I'll probably end up cursing and being upset, and then like saying like, "Damn it, I got to order a new part," or something along those lines, which is all very likely. But the long form video about Hero Quest is going to come out after I finish everything. The last stream with the dragon will probably be no face camera, because I want to capture that process for the long form video, and I just want to record the screen as I am streaming. So that will be what I'll do there. So, and then the long form video will come out afterwards. I'll post it early for my patrons, which I have a Patreon if you didn't know that. If you don't want to subscribe to me on Twitch for whatever reason, you can subscribe to my Patreon. I haven't posted a new article in a while, but I've been putting posts over there, sort of like, you know, talking about what's coming next and taking pictures and posting pictures early that I post on my Instagram, which you should also be following if you're not. But anyway, that's it for me. I will see you guys next time. I'll be streaming on Thursday. I'm working out a time when I'm going to start Alcoholics Anonymous. That's what I'm calling my stream, where I'm going to be leveling up all my World of Warcraft alts. I need to work out how I'm going to do that exactly, because I want to record that game footage too, and I don't want to just use stream footage. So we'll see. All right. Anyway, toodaloo, and see you guys on Thursday, definitely. If you see me earlier streaming Alcoholics Anonymous, I will let you know. Bye-bye.